Hi, and thanks for joining. It's Patty from pspapercrafts, and I have a fun project to make today. And we're going to make a card box that will hold like 8 to 10 greeting cards, A2 size cards that we make. And I thought it was really cute. I got this idea from Angie Judah from Chicken Scratch. She did it a few years ago. And I did this on an event last weekend that we had with the team that I'm under. And I was a presenter, so I presented this project. And I thought, I had a couple of people ask me about making card boxes, and I thought, well, I might as well make another video. So this is what I made for the presentation for the event, and I used the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper, and this is the one I made live. So this will hold a bunch of cards. I think I have 8 cards and envelopes in here, and it really depends on how thick your layers are. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards and 8 envelopes, and they all fit in this box. And I think there's room. I could probably squeeze a couple more in here. There's plenty of room, right? So not too bad. So this one is with the Fresh as a Daisy. Well, all of them are. Tonight we're going to use some different paper, and I'll have a project sheet with all of the pictures and what I used to make them. But aren't they pretty? And this one, I actually have the sides and the top is just solid. Okay, so let's get started with this project. Such a simple one. And we're going to actually use a piece of the cardboard that comes in your Designer Series paper. Now, if you don't have this, if you don't purchase our Designer Series paper, you can use, it's not too thick. It's not like a corrugated piece of cardboard, but you can also use just a piece of cardstock that's 12 by 12. And we're actually going to cut it down to 10 by 12. And I have the piece cut already. I'm going to cheat a little bit. So this is 12 by 10, and then you're going to put it on your score tool. The 12-inch side is going to be up here, and you're going to score it at 5 inches right down here, and then you're going to rotate it completely, and you're going to score it at 5 inches again. Now I would score it, I would go down twice just because it's thick. And maybe it's easier doing it this way. Okay, so you're going to actually score it 5 and 5, and then you're going to turn it this way. So this is the 10-inch side, and you're going to score down at 2, and then you're going to turn it all the way around so it's the 10-inch side and score at 2 again. Okay, and that will give you this piece. This is your box bottom. Okay, and what you're going to do is just cut up straight, and then tab it, cut up straight and tab it, and do the same thing here. And then what you can do is take some tear and tape, and you're just going to put pieces here and here. And I'm not doing this because it will take a really long time, and I think you can get the idea. And you'll stick it down, okay? So now you'll have your half of your box made. And then what you want to do is put tear tape here and here so that you can fold it up and lock it in. Now you want to make sure that the writing is on the inside from this if you use the cardboard. So this will be your box. I already have one made. Okay, so this is all together, and we'll decorate it on this video. And then for the top, I have a piece of thick basic white, and you could use the very vanilla if you want. And this is 8 by 4 1/8, and I'll have a project sheet, as I said, with all the measurements for everything. So you're going to put it on your score tool. If you don't have this, you can use your trimmer, and you're going to score it at 1, turn it, score it at 1. So all 4 sides, score it at 1 and score it at 1. And then you're going to cut up these tabs. So you're going to cut straight up, and then you're going to tab just at a little angle. It just makes it fold a little bit easier. There's less bulk. So straight up, and then you're going to just angle and on all 4 sides. Then you'll put tear tape here, and you'll just fold it like this, and the same thing here and here. So you'll have your top. So here we go. We have our top. So let's put this aside. And let me show you the paper pack that I'm using. This is the Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12, and this is huge. You get 48 sheets. I think there's 4 of each pattern, and there's like really pretty patterns in here. And I'm doing something, it's kind of bold with a black and white look. So let's look at this. This is a fresh freesia flower. And then the other side is this fun black and white. You just have to make sure, this isn't directional, but I wanted this is going to be on the top. I'm using the black and white on the top, and I wanted to make sure that this wasn't this way. I mean, you could do it that way if that's what you wanted. Just pay attention to that. So I'll have all the measurements for these, and we're just going to decorate this. So I'll use my liquid glue, and you'll have this nice white border around it from this. And you could do it like this if you wanted to. That looks a little wild to me. So I thought there was another stripe pattern that when I had this paper in mind, but it's not. This is fresh freesia, and the other piece I was thinking about was actually bubble bath. So I couldn't use it. So I was like, oh, what am I going to use? Because I wanted to use this pattern. But let me just show you that, because I think there's some other patterns that would be good for this if you had this paper. But you can use this with any paper. Just trying to see where that pink was. This is kind of cool, but I thought it might be dizzy. Let me just see. The daisies are pretty. Where is it? This. But it's not. I had this in mind because I thought this would be nice to go on the top, but it's 2 different colors. So, but I think this would be good with the striped top, or the whole box with this. There's a lot of things you can do with it. A lot of, you know, just play with it and use whatever papers you want. But you do need, you know, if you were doing a 6 by 6 paper, you have to make sure that you can get all the pieces you need, because these are pretty good size pieces. And then you're going to do the sides, and of course you can do the sides like I did this one, and just, you could do cardstock. You don't even have to do designer series paper, the whole thing cardstock, or just the front and back with designer series paper. So lots of options there. Okay, and then we're going to do the sides with the flowers. And I'm just gluing them all down. This is going to be a very easy project. And I think it would be great to give as a gift, handmade cards, you know, a box of cards. I've given cards as gifts to people, and they love it. Because cards are expensive. And, you know, the ones you buy at the store aren't as nice as ours, right? Or if you do the craft fairs or anything, I think this would be a great seller. Put some cards in it and sell a whole box of, you know, either birthday cards or just a variety of cards. I think that would be a good seller. Okay, isn't that pretty? I love that the black popping off on it. Okay, so I think I'm missing the top piece. Let me grab that top piece. Okay, so I have my top piece, and of course you can do it this way. I didn't know, I thought these would be too choppy here. I guess they would be okay. So what do you think? Should I do the black or the pink? So this is how it's going to look. Let's see. Put it on. So either that or that. I think I may stick with this. What do you think? I think I'm going to stick with this. I think if the black was a little bit less wild, I would be okay with it. You may like it. This is a little dizzying for me. So I'm going to just put this like this. And just go around. We'll put it on the top. Just like this. So easy. And you have to be careful because this is a little bit slick. Like I think this is a little crooked here. This is a little slick to be gluing on. So just be careful when you put it down that you don't slide it before the glue dries. You can use tear and tape or whatever adhesive you want. I'm just trying to see if the pattern is better one way or the other. Okay, I'm gonna actually take this off. I feel like this is a little bit uneven. I think that's okay though. All right, and then we have our little side panels. We'll just put these down. I went a whole different way than I thought. I thought I was going to do this black and white. You never know until you're putting it together what you like. And you could always just cover it up again if you wanted to. You can cut pieces and change it up if you wanted to. Just cover it. Isn't that pretty? So then we could put our cards in here. Put the top on. Pretty. And then what I did was I took a strip of black, basic black, and I embossed it with the Basics 3D embossing folders. Those are like my favorites. And we're just going to glue this down. You can tie ribbon around it, and I'll show you the other ones again and kind of go over what I did. But I do like to have an embossed strip instead of a ribbon to kind of break it up. And then we're going to stamp this with the Fresh Freesia ink, and this is from Charming Sentiments, and it says "Just for You." It's kind of funny, like this kind of a thing, what you would put as a sentiment. So some of them I didn't put a sentiment at all, and I thought the "Just for You" is a good one. So let's just ink this up and put this down here, "Just for You." Okay, and I cut these from black cardstock using the Nested Essential Dies, and these are great. So I used this small one and then the next size up. So let's just close this up and we can put this together, and then we can pop it up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just leave it flat. Put it on the right way. Just for you. Okay, and then this will fit. This is 3/4 of an inch, and this is 3/4 of an inch. I measured it to make sure it would fit nicely here. Running out of glue. Okay, so let's just put this right down in the middle where these are lined up. And I think I'm going to take this top off so I can press it a little bit. Just give it a minute to, it's popping off. I think I'm going to do this. Okay. All right, so the last thing I want to do is just embellish it a little bit. I feel like this is just popping off. I need to just hold it a minute. Sometimes the glue, I like using glue on an embossed layer, but sometimes it's got to just stick in there. So let's put the cards in. I think the cards are in here, just so you can see what it looks like filled. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of bling on it. Okay, and I have these. These are the adhesive back sparkle gems, and there's some black ones, and I think they're really beautiful. So we're going to put some of these on. I think we'll just put the 2 on. I was thinking I would put a line of them, but I think the 2, it almost looks like it's holding down the label. Isn't that pretty? So let me just show you again. So there's this one, and then these are all using the daisy, fresh as a daisy paper. So this one I embossed with the Cane 3D embossing folder, and then I did my daisies. It's 3 layers. It's Moody Mauve, and then I have the white layer behind, or on top of it, that I use some bubble bath ink and just inked it. And then I have the white, and then this is Lemon Lolly, and I cut some of the leaves from some of the designer series paper. And then this one I stamped in boho blue, and then copper clay, remembering the new names for the centers and then for these pieces. And then this is boho blue ribbon, and behind it, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a piece of vellum, a vellum circle, and then these little dots. And then this one is pretty much like this, only I'm using crushed curry paper, and I use the crosshatch for the embossing layer, and then it's the same sentiment. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. There's a project sheet link below. There's my blog link below as well, and my shopping link below. So if you want to print out the PDF with the project sheet, you can go ahead and do that. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and come back next week for another video. Thanks so much. Bye.